Welcome, 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 welcome. Good evening to every one of you that is present in this free webinar class. Tonight, we are going to be learning how to set up your snail farm successfully. Now, in tonight's training, the goal is simple. Now, if you stay to the end of this webinar, you will learn the A to Z of snail farming, the difference between the four major species of snails that are rare in Nigeria, Africa in general, the different ways to make money from snail farming, how to market your snails to the right audience, both online and offline marketing. And you also have a simple snail farming tools understanding. Who am I and why should you listen to me on tonight's webinar on this free training that we are organizing? Well, my name is Raymond Osadjere. I'm the founder of Roovision Snail Farm. I have 8 years experience in snail farming. I have trained hundreds of people that are successful in snail farming. I'm the author of the best-selling ebook on snails called The Snail Farmer's Bible and the Marketing Strategy in Snail Sales Success. This book, at the end of this training, you will be getting one of them for free. All right? I produce and sell snail feed nationwide. I sell processed oyster shell. I sell livestock to farmers and consumers. That is, we set up snail farms and stock them with snails. You can find me on a different social media platform, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Just search the name Roovision Snail Farm and you will see our jobs, what we do, and how we have affected lives positively through snail farming as a model, and it has been marvelous. Now, who is this free training for? Why are we gathered here tonight? Now, this free training is for people who are looking for another source of hustle. This free training is for you if you like farming and agro businesses. It is for you if you are looking for another profitable agricultural business you want to start. This training is for you if you are looking for an increase in your income. Note, if you have any question, drop them in the WhatsApp group or use the link that will be provided in the comment section to send your questions through our WhatsApp page. Now, if this training is not for you, you can stop now and log out. You can stop watching now. But if this training is for you, then let's go all in. Why I love snail farming. I love this boneless livestock a lot because it's easy to start. It's a very easy farm to start off. You can start it small or large. Everything about snails are sellable. It has high demand both local and internationally. You don't have to worry about diseases when you are rearing snails. They are noiseless and environmentally friendly. They don't smell like most livestock. And their feeding is also cheap compared with other livestock. And above all, snail farming will not interfere with your daily job because they are nocturnal animals, right? So what is snail farming? Snail farming is the process of raising edible land snails for human consumption or cosmetic purposes. So when you are into snail farming, you know that you are dealing with consumables and for productivity. The basic requirement for a successful snail farming, you need these 5 things for you to be very successful in snail farming. Number 1 is knowledge, and that is what you are here to get. Knowledge is everything when it comes to snail farming. Snail farming is not a business or a farm that you just come in with half-baked information. Now, if you are coming in with half-baked information, you are going to fall along the line. So many persons that have started snail farming and fall out of place is because they lack knowledge. Now, many of them are into this Google farming, YouTube farming, assumption farming. Now, if all this is what you are coming into the business with, trust me, you're not going to last 2 years in the system because your knowledge about these livestock will stand you out. It will be a mistake for you to just Google information and accept them that this information are correct. Now, so many informations we get online are not being put there by people practicing snail farming. It is just a copy and paste strategy to boost visibility and content. Now, if you're working with somebody that is farming these livestock, it becomes easy for you to get the right knowledge, doing what you are supposed to do at the right time, avoiding costly mistakes. So knowledge is one major thing that you cannot do without in snail farming. Another thing you also have to look into is space. Now, snail farming is one unique farm that no matter how small the space you have, you can get started. So it doesn't require large space to start. You can start small and grow big. Now, if you don't have big space, this is how you start. You start little, gain knowledge, gain experience, gain awareness, counter wrong information that you've gotten online, and then you can now pull out into that big space to do the massive farm that you want to do. Remember that in snail farming, the space you have is what defines the kind of structure you are going to build or the kind of farm settings you are going to install. We have indoor farming and the outdoor. Now, when I say indoor and outdoor, this is the 2 kinds of housing we have in snail farming. The outdoor simply means you are doing a free range, all right, where you plant vegetation and allow your snails to just do their thing. Like you are faking the forest, you're faking their natural location. And then the indoors, this is where you have different kinds of little structures put together. It could be tires, it could be boxes, it could be buckets, it could be pen, the gallery systems. So the space you have defines what you can build in it. The beauty is you can make do with any space you have. You can actually start your snail farm even from your bedroom, your living room. These things don't smell. Snails don't smell. Snails don't make noise. You can have a snail farm in your balcony. Not until you tell somebody that you are rearing snails there. Nobody knows what is inside the boxes or whatever you're using in that spot. So snail farming, the little space you have, you can get started with it. So it is not like you must have a plot of land on an acre before you can start snail farming. You can just start snail farming with the space you have. Now, we'll be talking about the differences between the free range and the indoor system, how you can actually manage both of them for profitability, which is better, which is okay, which can you start off with. But take note, like I do advise most people, do not start snail farming with a free range if you don't have knowledge. Now, you see, we talked about knowledge before. It means you cannot do without knowledge. If you go into a free range farming system without knowledge, putting your interest or putting your capital, putting your mind in somebody's eggs, like you're going to be putting in staffs, you're going to be employing more hands that have idea, you're going to lose your foundational money, you're going to lose your capital. Don't start a free range without knowledge. Don't even start your gallery systems without knowledge. Knowledge is everything. Capital is the bed of all business. There is no business you don't start with some amount of capital. In the same way in snail farming. But the beauty about snail farming is because you can also start small, you can start with whatever budget you have. There are people that start their snail farm with 20 pieces of snails, 10 pieces of snails, 100 pieces of snails, 1,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces. Now, all of this requires money. So your capital, your knowledge defines how much you are going to put in. The space you have will be defined also by how much you are going to also put in. Right? So in this order, you need knowledge, you need a space. Everybody has a space. You need a space. And then you also need money to start up, either to construct the housing, to stock. So you need money to start. But the beauty is you can actually start with any amount. It's a low capital starting business. You can start with any amount. You can start with $1 million, 50,000, 100,000, any amount you want to start off with. It is a go when you have the knowledge. Then the snails. Now, we'll be talking about 4 major species of snails when it comes to rearing snails in Africa. All right? We'll be going in details how to differentiate these 4 snails, how to know which of them to start off with, why should you start off with this. I'm going to be explaining all of that as we go on in this free presentation. And then you also need patience. This is one part most farmers don't tell you. Most Google posters will not tell you this. In snail farming, now snail farming is not an overnight get rich syndrome. You can't start a snail farm today and make millions tomorrow. It's not done that way. Because the fact is, these snails needs to lay eggs. These eggs needs to turn into babies. These babies need to grow into adults. So it needs timing. Timing is one thing so many persons don't want to spend when it comes to snail farming. And that is why we have so many dropouts in snail farming business. Because they came into the industry, they came into this family with a short-term mentality. They were told if you come in with 100 snails, in 6 months you've gotten a million pieces of snails and all kind of stories. So when this information is not coming out as they were told, they pull out of the business. But the truth is this: if you have patience in this business, you are going to make real money. Because the moment you stock, it's a business that duplicates. It's a business that multiplies. So after stocking, you don't have any right to restock if you know what you are doing, because these snails will keep giving you more snails. The only time you restock is when you want to maybe expand your outcome, boost your outcome, but not that you are restocking because you lost your first stocks, right? So take note, you need knowledge, you need space, capital, the snails, and then above all, you need patience to make it true when it comes to snail farming. Okay, so now let's talk about these species of snails. These 4 major species of snails that you can rear in Africa. Now, some videos or some trainers that you've seen before, they will tell you there are 3 major species that you can rear in Africa. They'll tell you Ashantina marginata, Achatina ashantina, Ashantina fulica. Now, these are the 3 major names. But in Nigeria, we have Ashantina marginata ovum. We have Ashantina marginata suturalis. These 2 snails are producing differently. They have different growth rate, they have different productivity rate, they have different survival rates, and they are distinct physically. All right, so when you are coming into this industry, you need to know which of these species you are going in for. Now, as we're going in this presentation, I might be using the initials. So when I say Ashantina marginata ovum, it also means AMO for short. When I say AMS, it also means Ashantina marginata suturalis. Okay? And then when I say Achatina ashantina, it's also known as AA for short. And then AF, Ashantina fulica. All right? So we have AMO, AMS, AA, AF. Now, if you're understanding me so far, write in the comment section and just type I understand. Just type in the comment section I understand if you are getting value so far. All right, now let's go deep into these 4 species. Why you should pick either of them for rearing. Now take note, all of them are rearable. All of them have market value. All right, so it depends on what you are coming into the industry for. Ashantina marginata ovum and Ashantina marginata suturalis, that is the AMO and the AMS. The AMO has a unique feature. It's the biggest snail, all right? It's called the giant African snail because it grows super fast and very large. It grows larger than all of these 4 species. It grows faster. Now, because it grows so big, its eggs are also very big. The bigger the eggs, the smaller the numbers of eggs they lay. The bigger the eggs, the smaller the numbers of eggs they will lay. Right? Now, AMO and AMS, they both lay the same numbers of eggs. They lay eggs between 3 and 15. They lay eggs between 3 and 15. Now, when you are into snail farming, we call the egg laying, when a snail lays their eggs, we call it a clutch. So a single laying of your snail is called a clutch. AMO and AMS lays between 3 and 15 in a single clutch. It could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 6, it could be 8, it could be 10, it could be 12, it could be 13, it could be 14, it could be 15. Now, this is how they lay their eggs in clutches. All right? And this is going to happen 3 to 5 times every year. Now, egg laying is mostly determined or defined or controlled by where you are rearing your snails. 2 different farmers can have the same species of snail and one farmer is getting more eggs and the other is getting less egg. It is not because it's not because this snail don't want to lay eggs or because this snail wants to lay more eggs, but it is because the environment where you are rearing the snails is not conducive for the snail. So you must consider the home, the housing system of your snail. This is where you need somebody that is into snail farming to guide you on not just how to build the house, but how to regulate the atmosphere, the humidity, the temperature, all right, the brightness, the wind control of the farm setting. These things affect egg laying. So even when your snail is of age to lay eggs, it will not give you the numbers of eggs you are expected because the place is not conducive, right? Now, AMO and AMS, both of them lay equal numbers of eggs, but yet the AMS lays more in the space of a year than the AMO, even when they lay the same number. The AMS lays more frequently compared to the AMO. This is why you could have snails in your farm, same numbers of AMO, same numbers of AMS. Let's say, for instance, now I'm just going to be giving you this figure, not actually calculated. Now, let's say your AMO, when your AMO is giving you, say, 100 eggs, at the same timing, that AMS will be giving you 300. That is how different in production the AMS have over the AMO. But now this is the difference again. The difference between these two species is very wide, right? Remember, they are both Achantina marginata. Okay? The AMS can give you more money than the AMO. The AMO can give you faster money than the AMS. If you understand what I just said, write it on the comment section. The AMS will give you more money. The AMO will give you faster money. Write that now on the comment section. Do that now. All right? A situation where the AMO gives you 100 and the AMS is giving you 300. Now, if you take both to the market, if you are selling AMO for 500 and you're selling the AMS for 500, AMS is going to give you more money, right? If you are selling the AMS even for 300 and you are selling the AMO for 500, AMS is also going to give you more money because the number is more. Now, if you are rearing both of them, at the time the AMO is big enough to market, to sell, the AMS is not big enough yet to be sold. So AMO is quick for sales. AMS gives you more money at time T. I hope you get value for this. I hope you understand what I just said. That explains it. But we're going to be going even much deeper as we roll in the presentation. All right. So now let's talk about the Achatinum achantinum. Most times it's called AA. All right, and it's mostly called the tiger giant snails, the African tiger giant snails. The reason is simple. It has this tiger looks on its shells. So the shells has this tiger stripes on it. That is its unique recognition with a sharp tip. This snail lays super high. It's mostly rare in Ghana. It is originally gotten from Ghana. All right. So Ghana has the AA, Nigeria has the AM. Okay. This AA lays between 30 eggs to 500 eggs. So you see the production rate. Their eggs are tiny because the numbers of eggs is more. So it lays more eggs and tiny. So many persons that are running into snail farming with this million mindset, especially those in Nigeria that are running into snail farming with this million mindset, got their information on Google with the AA in mind. If the AA lays 400 eggs and it does that 3 times or 4 times a year, you already have above 1,000 snails from just a snail. And so when they start doing the calculation of 1,000 snails from a single snail, and if you have 1,000 snails giving you 1,000 eggs, that is like 10,000 babies in return. But the truth is this: the AA does not survive in every location. Hence, those in Ghana enjoys that benefit more than those in Nigeria. This snail is a Ghanaian. All right, it's a Ghanaian breed, so it survives more at home than elsewhere. Now, they survive in different places as well, but you have to make them feel at home to give you that requirement. Another beauty about it is it also grows big. It's also called the giant African snail because it grows big. It grows as big as the AMS as well. All right, so it grows super big also, but their growth rate is even slower than the AMS. And then we also have the Fulica. The Fulica is mostly called the city girls. The city girl, why? Because you find them here and there. They are always on your fence, the bushes around your area. They are everywhere. They are easy to get. They don't have this meat value because they are the smallest of these 4, but they have high slime rate. They produces more slime. Now, from our definition, we said snail farming is also good for consumption and cosmetic purpose. Now, the slime from the Fulica, now take note, all snails has slimes, but Fulica produces more slime. So those that are into cosmetics, those are into drugs production, they are your slime target. They are your slime market audience. Now, this slime can be extracted from snails, either killing the snails or not killing the snails. All right, so you can get it by killing the snails, or you can extract it from the snails without killing the snails, so you can keep getting them back. So after extraction, you take them back into the farm, feed them for a couple of weeks, and then you bring them back again for more extraction, right? And they also lays a lot of eggs. Now, this Fulica also has 2. There's the one that lays like the AA, and there's the one that lays like the AM. It lays 30 to 500, and there's one that lays 3 to 15. All right, so take note that the Fulica also has 2, just like the AM has 2. But of all, they are all good for rearing. The difference is knowing why you are rearing, what you are rearing. All right, so now that we know the kind of species, what snail farming is all about, the requirements in snail farming, let's talk about the simple farm tools. Now, there are several tools in snail farming, not mechanized, all right? So it's not like you're going to buy a tractor, you're going to buy one big engine. There are these tiny things you can just get for free, all right? Now, many simple tools used in snail farming, like the rake, the broom, the trowel, the shovel. All of these can be available in your farm, but there is this 4 that you cannot do without if you're actually into the snail business. The first one is a drinker, where your snails are getting their water to survive. You need a tray, a shallow tray, whatever means, to store water for them. All right? They need a feeder. This is where you place your feed. This is where you keep any kind of feed you are using to feed your snails, being it vegetable, fruits, or formulated. You need a platform to put this feed. Now, snails are very smart when it comes to sensing where their feed are being located. The moment your snails know that the food you are giving to them is always positioned in this place in the farm, at night when they are active, they will crawl towards that direction. So you need to make their feeding area, I call it their market zone. Some persons call it their dinner area. I call it their market zone because that is where they will go to for feeding. So when you make the place known to them that this is where they will always get their feed, when they are out in the night, they just crawl towards the direction where the feed is placed. Another thing you also need is the engine oil. You cannot do your snail farm without having engine oil in place, readily available at all time in your farm. This is your major tool for fighting predators, especially crawling predators, ants. All right, so you need engine oil in place. You also need your sprinkler. In the free range, you use your sprinklers. In your pen system or your boxes, your tire, you need a sprayer. Any means in which you use in wetting your mushing materials inside the pen, because snails likes water. The reason why you are sprinkling water into your farm is because you want to make them feel like it's raining. You want to make them feel cool. All right? Remember that every time rain drops, rain fall, your snail tends to mate more. The reason why people will encourage you to start your snail farm during the dry season, during the rainy season, is simple. It's because this is the time snails reproduces more. Snails are more active during the cool season. So the idea of your sprinkler, your sprayer, is to make every day looks like rain fell, so that they can be more active and do their thing. It is when they are active, they start producing eggs and start mating. Remember that every mating gives you eggs, because both snails can carry eggs. There is no man snail and there is no woman snail. A single snail has both organs. All right? Now, the truth here is a whole day training is not enough to learn everything about snail farming. As I speak now, you already have more questions that are pumping from what you have already heard, right? And this is increasing even as you are getting more value. You want to know more. You want your questions to be answered. You want every of your questions to be talked about. But now, a situation where the question you have now is not part of what I have said, does it mean this question won't get an answer? Now, the answer to that question is you will get an answer to your question. A day presentation is not enough to learn this business. You need more one-on-one training. You need some direct question and answer, one-on-one counseling. And this you can also get from me. All right? I know all this because I've been in this business. I've been in this field for over 8 years doing snail farming. Now, let me tell you about our journey so far in these 8 years. I started Roovision Snail Farm from the backyard of a public compound. Right? Now, when the idea of starting off a snail farm came, I went online like most of us will always do when you have an idea. Went there to see, okay, if it's worth doing, right? I did all my research, passed through so many trainings, both the free trainings and paid trainings, and got information that is enough for me to start off. I spoke with the owner of the property that I was living at that time, that I want to start a snail farm using the back of my house as my farm. The compound is a one-story building where we have 6 flats. Thank God I was not staying upstairs, I was staying downstairs, so I have right to my backyard because I am actually staying in the I'm staying at the downstairs. So I built my pen against the fence. Now, the only condition the landlord gave me was, if you are leaving my property, you have to paint my fence. You have to make my fence look the way it was before you started your farm, which I understand that is how it ought to be. And so we agreed, and Roovision Snail Farm got started in that spot. We started with Ashantina marginata suturalis, right? And so with the 200 snails we got started with, the egg laying was massive. The production was huge. And then the problem that I had then was, as these babies were coming up, I was losing them. Why? Because the knowledge I have as at that timing was not enough to actually handle these babies. So I have to fall back to my coach, to my trainer. This is one beauty about having somebody you can always reach out to, somebody you can always fall back to when you have challenges. And after I met him back, he said, do this, do this. Now, one beauty about this business is everything you are told, if you implement them, you are going to get results, except you did not. And so he told me what I should do to care for my baby snails, knowing that babies is the profit in snail farming. If you are into snail farming and you are unable to turn your eggs into babies, then you are not going to make money from the system. And so we corrected the errors and expansion came in. The place became too small, knowing that it's somebody's property. There was no way I could expand the property. So I spoke with another lady in the same street where I was living as at then, that this place that I'm using is getting too small. I need a bigger space. She has a building. She built the front of the land and have space behind her building. So I met with her, told her my plight, told her my plans, and she was like, okay, I can use the space behind her building. And so Roovision also moved from the public compound, and we moved into the space. We built the space and started farming. In my 2 years of snail farming, I made my first million sales. Now, this sales is not as a collection. It's not accumulated sales of you sold 100 pieces, you sold 20 pieces, you sold 100 pieces, you sold 20 pieces, you sold 100 pieces, you sold 20 pieces. No, those came in between, yes. But I had a single sales to a client that was trained by me as well. That was trained by me, and we stocked his farm. And we made our first 1 million sales in a single selling. Our second year of snail farming, then got the picture that this same business that was giving me 50,000, 100,000 can actually be bagging me millions upon millions as I do this business. And at that timing, the vision becomes even clearer. Fast forwarding, we moved from that open space, and now Roovision is on his own permanent site. This is all because Roovision Snail Farm did not quit. Patience was worked with. If at the time I started the business, when I was having issue with the dead snails, I gave up, I wouldn't have continued. All right? And so we want to share the knowledge that we've gathered from the practically for over 8 years, and share them with you one-on-one. So many persons are already in the Roovision Academy, enjoying the beauty of learning snail farming from a practicing snail farmer, giving you value and making sure that your investment, your capital is working for you. I will invite you, join the Roovision Snail Farming Academy. Now, in this academy is where you have the chance of working with me one-on-one all the way. Remember that people learn differently, and everyone is afraid to make mistakes that may cost them money. All right. This is where Roovision Snail Farm Academy comes in. We want to help you not to make these mistakes. Now, we are going to be using practical videos, audios, pictures in training you in this academy. Now, one beauty about this academy, it is not like your normal institution where after 4 years, after 5 years, after 3 years, you graduate and you are given a certificate to go home. In Roovision Snail Farming Academy, once you are a student, you are a student. You don't graduate. We'll not show you until you start getting results. All right? So in this academy, I will help you to get results faster. I will help you to eliminate trials and errors. You will learn how to sell your snails offline. This is one part of snail farming that most people don't teach or train about. They only teach you how to start off. Nobody is teaching you how to sell, how to make money from sales. So in this academy, you are going to learn how to sell offline. You are going to learn how to sell on social media. You are going to learn how to sell on WhatsApp. You are going to learn how to sell using webinars. You are going to learn how to sell using email marketing. Right? I'm going to be giving you my step-by-step marketing strategy guide on snail sales. Now, this ebook, you are going to be getting it for free, but it's worth 5,500 naira. But you'll be getting it for free if you join the Snail Academy today. So you get that for free. In this academy, you're also going to be enjoying a live session. All right? You're going to be enjoying live session from me to you in your farm. All right? So when you have challenges in your farm, we will be doing a video call so that I can guide you what to do, what not to do, what should be corrected right in your farm. So you might not really need to invite us over, except in situation where you just want Roovision Snail Farm to be present in your farm. But otherwise, we can do a video call and this information will be corrected, or this information will be given to you right there in your home. All right? So upon joining this academy, you're going to be getting this ebook. Now, the beauty about this marketing strategy guide is that you can apply the information to any kind of business you are into. It doesn't have to be snail farming alone. Any kind of business you are into, you can apply the strategy. Is working. For every marketing strategy that is inside this ebook, you can apply it to traditional business, digital business, online business, physical business. All right? So it's not just a snail farming strategy, but a business strategy that works for every kind of farming. Now, who are these persons that can actually enjoy the Roovision Snail Farm training? Like I said before, if you are an agro lover, this academy is for you. If these are what you want, then make sure you are taking advantage of this opportunity now. Make sure you make the 30 early birds to get into the Roovision Snail Farm Academy class tonight. After this 30 persons, the registration cost will no longer be 10,000 naira, but the registration will now be 25,000 naira. So it is first come, first serve. Note, the moment we have 30 persons, this offer closes. The first 30 super serious persons to register now will pay 10,000 naira. After which, they'll start paying 25,000 naira. Now, every payment should be made into the account you are seeing now on this page. The account will still be displayed will still be posted in the comment section. So you take the information, make your payment, send your proof of payment to the WhatsApp group, or use the WhatsApp link to submit your payment. That is, if you are watching a replay of this presentation. But if you are watching live, please drop your proof of payment in the group and you will be added into the training academy, where you will get more value, practical knowledge on how snail farming is being done, how you can actually scale up, how you can make your first 6 digits as a snail farmer. So many persons that have gone through our training are successful snail farmers. Now, it is not just about making payment and joining the class or joining the academy. We follow you up until you start off. All right. So we help you. We give you the reasons to start off and to scale up so that you can make real money from snail farming. Snail farming is a liquid good. Snail farming generates a lot of money for those that are patient and doing it right. We've made money from this system, so we can tell you for free that there is so much money in snail farming. This business, the demand is high. The market is there. So just come in with your stock and the buyers are waiting for you.